Hi there, it's great to OMC you. Welcome to Old Man Cycling. So this is my new YouTube channel, and what I intend to do is chart my fitness as I get fitter through cycling. So I'm not new to YouTube. I've had a photography channel for about 3 years, and I started that just to give me some incentive to get out with my camera. So what I thought I would do is the same thing with my bike, just to get me out and get me fitter. I've titled this channel Old Man Cycling. Not that I'm particularly old, possibly in some people's eyes, but I'm 51, which is quite late to start cycling. Now, admittedly, I'm not a complete novice cycler. I've had this, which is my TCR1, for about 15 years. And so I've been cycling on and off throughout that period, but I have got quite dodgy knees. Now, you might have heard me say that if you've watched my photography videos, that I find it difficult when I'm going up and down hills, and so I want to try and improve my fitness on the bike, which will help when I'm walking as well. So what can you expect if you watch your channel? Well, we're going to go out for rides together, and I'm going to talk you through how my fitness improves. But also, this afternoon, I've ordered a new e-bike. I've ordered the Orbea D30 1X, which is a gravel bike. And so you're going to witness the unboxing of that. And also, I'll talk you through how it improves my cycling and how it helps my poor old knees. Also this morning, I went for a bike fitting. Now, I think this is really essential if you're thinking about spending a lot of money on a new bike, because the fitter gave me lots of tips. We've altered the current setup I have on my TCR, and it suggested getting some insoles for my bike shoes just to make it really more comfortable and try and alleviate the knee pain that I get. So what we're going to do for the rest of this video is I'm going to go and get changed first, and then I'm going to take you out on the TCR, and I'm going to talk through how the changes that we made this morning during the cycle fit has affected my experience on the bike. Now, I have had a little bit of a poodle round just to get a feel, and the differences are quite profound, just from things like changing my cleat position and the seat position. But I'm going to talk you through all of that in the rest of the video. So just before we go out on the bike, I'll talk you through the main points that we looked at and altered during the bike fit. Now, the first thing that Sean looked at was my overall fitness. So he did some assessments of my mobility. We looked at how much my knees would move, how much twist I'd got, and just my general fitness, really, to give him an idea of any issues that I might have with my body. From that, he worked out that I'd got a slight twist in my ankles that could be aggravating my knee pain, so he suggested getting some insoles. Then we looked at the positioning of my cleats underneath my shoes. Now, I use an SPD mountain bike clip just because I prefer the way that you can walk in a mountain bike shoe. And these particular shoes that I've got the ability to bend at the toe, so it's really comfortable to walk in them. And plus, I just find that they're really easy to clip in, and the pedals are double-sided, so it's no problem clipping in. And to be fair, I've never used a road clip, so I've got no experience of them, but I just really like the way that the mountain bike cleats work. And what it did is Sean moved them about just slightly further back to put them under the ball of my foot, and slightly in to put my foot in line when I was pedaling. The next thing that Sean looked at was my saddle position, and I hadn't realized that it was actually tilted too far back, because I thought that the front of the saddle needed to be in line with the back of the saddle, but by tilting it forward slightly, it actually brought it level, and it took some pressure off the glute muscles. So from the observations that Sean made, he realised that my seat height was far too high, because on the downstroke, at the bottom of my pedal rotation, I was pointing my toes just to try and push the pedals through, and he said that I needed to have my foot in a much more neutral position, so it was flat at the bottom of the pedal stroke. Now, by reducing the seat height, this really helped, and he said that this would take a lot of pressure off my knees as well. Then we looked at the actual positioning of the saddle. I'd moved the saddle forward to try and reduce the reach, but because we'd altered other things, we ended up moving the saddle back slightly because I was actually hanging off the back of the saddle. So again, this provided more support. Now, all of these adjustments were done in small increments, and we looked at the results and kept tweaking them until we found the perfect position. Then finally what we did is try to just give me a little bit less reach. That is the distance from where you sit to where you hold the handlebars. So it brought them a little bit closer. So instead of being locked out, I had got a slight bend in my elbows. And to do this, what he did was flipped over the stem. Now, I didn't realize this was something that you could do, but apparently it gives about a 3-degree more angle in the stem, which can bring the bars slightly closer to you. And it did really make a difference. I could feel that, that instead of being locked out when I was riding on the hoods, my elbows were slightly bent. So all in all, we altered quite a lot of things on the bike to get it to fit me better. And even while I was on the trainer at the centre, I could tell quite a lot of difference. And then when I got back home and did a quick test, it really felt like I'd got more power going through the pedals. Now, let's see whether that transfers into a full ride of about 25 miles. I've just set off, and so far the bike feels really comfortable. Now, I'm not sure it's because I'm in the first mile and I'm feeling nice and bright and refreshed at the moment, but the pedaling does seem to be a lot easier, and the seating position is very comfortable. Whether it's like that after another 25 miles, I don't know, but so far I certainly feel quite a lot different, and the whole bike does seem to be performing in a very comfortable way. So I've had my TCR1 now for about 15 years, and it has been a really cracking bike. It's been very reliable and a real pleasure to ride, and the only reason why I'm upgrading to my Orbea that's due in a few days is because of the motor that the e-bike has got. And I just feel that it will enable me to carry on cycling and just enjoy the sport and staying fit without really putting too much pressure on my knees. Now, the Orbea D30 is just an assist. It won't actually power the bike without pedaling. So it's not as if, as some people say, it's cheating. Yes, it will give you an assist, but it's just there to take a little bit of pressure off. And what I want to do is I want to continue cycling, and I want to get fit, and I just don't want to ruin my knees in the process. If you have joined me from my photography channel, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep an eye out for photographic opportunities, because I found out while I was in Wales that the GoPro does take really good pictures. So I might even drop the odd photograph in to the videos as well. So far I'm about 5 miles into the ride, and I just thought that I'd stop and give you a little bit of a progress report, because talking to the camera while riding is quite difficult, and I'm waiting for some different attachments so I can fix the GoPro to the bike. They haven't arrived yet, so future videos should improve. But at the moment the bike is feeling so much different than it was. I feel that I'm more comfortable. I feel like I'm able to use a little bit less effort. It's really easy compared with how it was before. Now, whether it feels the same after 20 miles and my energy starts to drop, who can tell, but I will report on that at the end of the video. Well, it's mornings like this that really make cycling worthwhile. It is a cool morning, yes, because we're getting towards the end of September, so I've had to put my windproof gloves on and my jacket on, but it's just great being out and enjoying this lovely countryside, getting a bit of exercise and just living life to the full. Does that sound corny? I don't care. So I've just got back from the ride and I'm going to let you know how much I thought the fitting affected my performance. Now, firstly, I had no knee pain at all during the ride, so that really helped. And overall, I think I averaged about 3 miles an hour faster than I would normally ride. Now that's of course very subjective. I can't be sure that that's down to the fit. It could have just been down to the fact that I felt fitter today or I did a slightly shorter ride. So I can't really say 100% certainly that the fit made the difference, but it certainly did feel easier and it just felt like I was pedaling a little bit faster with more energy. So I am going to put that down to the fit. Now, one downside, and Sean did warn me that this might happen, because I've changed my position that I'm riding in, I found that my quads started to hurt more. So I've used muscles that I wouldn't normally use. So I've got to retrain those. Now, obviously that will be a good thing down the line, but just while I'm getting used to the new seating position, I will find that different muscles start to hurt. But overall, I've got to say that the process of going for the fit was worth it for the added performance I've got from this bike, but also I think it was essential for making sure that I bought the right size frame now when I go forward with my new Orbea that's due to arrive fairly soon. So thanks for joining me on this, the first outing of Old Man Cycling. I hope you've enjoyed this video and found it useful. Watch out for the unboxing when my new Orbea D30 arrives later this week. Now, if you have enjoyed this video, do let me know down below in the comments, and if you have any suggestions for future videos, let me know about that as well. But what I really want to try and do is make it clear that cycling is a really great sport and you're never too old to have a go. Thanks ever so much for watching this, my first video. You can do me a really big favour by clicking like, subscribe and the bell notifications, because that's just going to help my channel to grow and it'll make sure that you don't miss out on any future content. It's been great to OMC you. All that's left now is to say stay safe and I'll see you soon. A little bit of assistance to content. Thanks ever so much. Oh, I've said that, haven't I? On the bike. How much is my head in? Can't talk and bike up this hill. Put my jacket on and my windproof gloves. Windproof?